What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today we have the first day of Halloweek, 7 days of horror-themed Warhammer 40k videos to give you guys the creeps. The first one is all about the mad scientist of Warhammer 40k, the Doctor of Pain and Anguish, the Homunculus. This Homunculus has been honestly one of the more gruesome things I've read throughout all of 40k, probably except for the Demon Kulaba. But if you guys don't like body horror, if you guys are terrified of evil dolls, like, this is probably one of the worst things to read into and find out all the lore for. Because the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari, they're already all about pain and torture and whatnot, but the Homunculus takes it to another level. So with that being said, let's dive into this creepy lore. Deep in the pain pits of Kamara, you'll find the Homunculus creating works of art. These insane Drukhari work diligently upon their unfortunate prisoners, where they conduct symphonies of agony via pain and torture. They specialize in molding the body and soul of their victims into a new, monstrous shape. They have modified their own bodies tremendously, to the point where they barely resemble an Eldari. They've disemboweled their bellies, ripped out their own hearts, and have sewn upon their shoulders a muscle-like bag to house their organs. This allows for stimulants, alchemical mixtures, and other drugs to be more easily injected into their bodies. Some homunculi have even replaced their veins with more durable material to allow poison ichor or even acid to replace their blood. Their tall, gaunt appearance is due to them elongating their spinal columns, removing all unnecessary organs and viscera. Through hundreds of thousands of years of experimentation, the homunculi has attained immortality, but long ago their sense of rationality perished. Most have become obsessed and even crazed. Others are vain and proud, but all homunculus have a vast intellect of the body. And as such, covens were created to allow like-minded flesh sculptors to practice their crafts. For example, the Nemesines wish to kill every living creature in the galaxy in the most glorious of ways possible. Entire species have gone extinct, all for a homunculus to find out the secrets of their death. However, the more abstract-thinking Nemesines will slay untold billions in order to find out if beliefs, ideas, and other abstract concepts are able to be killed. Now, my favorite coven is that of the Coven of 12, where in order to join, one must dispose of another member in an exuberant manner. And since many homunculi are technically immortal, the murders get quite grisly and unique. Think Saw, but futuristic and more grimdark. One such death involved a riddle to be solved, but with each wrong answer, a portion of the homunculus's body would become bone. The riddle, of course, ended up being impossible to solve, and as such, the Coven's newest member now has a new statue. Another death involved a homunculus being pushed into a vat of tyrannid bile. As they melted away in this acidic spew, spices and other meats were then added. The coven ate well that day. Now, many of these homunculi covens get more and more deplorable as you go into them, but now let us peer into their instruments of pain and punishment, their weapons and war gear. The Archangel of Pain is a casket which houses a demon. The runes etched inside the coffin have driven it insane. Once opened, the winged demon lets out a horrific cry, which paralyzes even the bravest of warriors in fear. Another weapon of pain and debauchery is known as the Flesh Gauntlet, which is a glove which houses many syringes. These syringes then inject the enemy with a serum that causes the poor victim's rapid cellular growth. In mere seconds, they will begin to grow larger and larger until the body outgrows their own skin, and they then rip themselves apart, piece by fleshy, steaming piece. The shatter shard catches the reflection of the enemy, and upon breaking the glass shard, so too does the foe fall to pieces. And then we finish with one of my most horrific things to even think about, and that is the nightmare doll. I hate dolls. Chucky was just too much for me when I was a child, and I never got over it. But for the Drukhari, the Homunculus for that matter, these nightmare dolls are a thing of pleasure, because a drop of blood is then spilled onto this doll's mouth, and a pact is formed. Should the Homunculus take damage in battle, his injuries are passed on to the doll itself. If the owner of the doll gets riddled with bullets, tiny holes will appear on the doll, and the Pain Lord will remain unscathed. Should the Homunculus get beheaded, the blade will pass through the Xeno's neck as if it was never there, but the doll's head would need to be sewn back on. Such is the power of this blood pact. So that is literally Chucky. You can't kill Chucky, you can burn him, kick him, riddle him with bullet wounds, and nothing will happen. That was 40 facts and lore on the Homunculus of the Drukhari, the Dark Eldar. So when you really think about these vile, immortal beings of pain and pleasure, they teeter on becoming like Slaaneshi followers. They really try to perfect their craft by living thousands of years and just creating concoctions and poisons and serums and whatnot. Like, these guys are, they're Slaanesh, like, in my eyes. Like, the only thing that stops them from being Slaanesh followers is that they don't praise her or him, and for a good reason, because Slaanesh will eat their souls. But with that being said, like, these guys are truly mad scientists. They're all about body horror. I mean, just look at how much they've changed themselves from what a regular Drukhari is to what the Homunculus have become. And on top of that, their weapons are all weird instruments of destruction and pain. Honestly, I agree with everybody who says that they'd rather off themselves than be captured by the Dark Eldar, because getting experimented on, becoming puppets to these guys just sounds horrible. But that was the first video of the Halloweek videos that I have planned, so hit that subscribe button because we've got 6 more of these coming, with the last video being a creepypasta on Halloween. So again guys, thanks for watching, hit that like button, stay subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you then.